So yeah, in honor of TikTok being like my worst enemy, I'm drinking a lot tonight. Tips from the ER. Okay, well, let's see it. Let's watch this and see what it's all about.
Tips from the ER. Vaping. Vaping is the healthiest way to deliver nicotine into your body. Sure. Did you know that way back in the day when cigarettes first came out, they were being advertised as healthy for you?
That is true, by the way. That is actually true.
It was the easiest way to sell nicotine and make money. Doctors everywhere were going, got a headache? Smoke a cigarette. Stomachache? You should smoke a cigarette. Cough, sore throat? You should definitely smoke some cigarettes.
So, interesting thing. So, not that I'm advocating smoking at all, but it actually will help with these. Nicotine will help with headaches. It'll help with stomachache temporarily. And actually, a risk for post-op nausea and vomiting is being a non-smoker. Some controversy surrounding him. Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, again, he's like clearly deliberately wearing scrubs. So like, while it says on his TikTok, like, hey, I'm not a doctor, like, you know, if you don't look at his profile, then you don't know that. Like, if you walk into a room with a stethoscope and like scrubs on, and you're like, hey dude, I need to probe your ass, and they'll be like, okay.
It wasn't until 50 years later that people finally started to believe cigarettes could kill. And that's because by then, enough dead bodies had piled up for researchers to cut open and say, hey, look at that. They all died from the same thing. 50 years. Vaping is only...
It wasn't 50 years. People figured out that smoking was not so good for you real quick. But by that time, the damage had already been done. Very similar to the opioid epidemic. Yeah, basically Purdue Pharma just spread this, I mean, straight up lie that OxyContin wasn't addictive, and it's actually like more addictive than just like popping regular oxys. You know, once everybody called them on their bullshit, it was too late and everybody was already addicted. And they deliberately targeted like high risk, low education populations to, you know, sell their product more often. And, you know, generally people with lower education are more likely to have like hard labor jobs, you know, sort of like blue collar jobs. So that was a very strategic thing on their part.
20 years old, still a baby. Not enough dead bodies to provide any significant data. But I bet you in 30 years there will be, because that dead body is going to be yours. If you think inhaling anything but good quality air into your lungs is healthy for you, you are one dumb mother.
Okay, well, I agree with him there for the most part. Smoking is just fucking bad for you. Pretty straightforward, right? Didn't really talk much about vaping specifically, but vaping, the like carrier fluid that gets vaporized actually directly dissolves your lungs. So it causes something called popcorn, or colloquially referred to as popcorn lung. Because workers in popcorn factories get this, because like some of the chemicals that they use in popcorn butter can also do this. So like if you inhale them, they actually like erode your lungs from the inside out. And basically your like your alveoli are really teeny tiny structures, and if you damage those, your gas exchange suffers badly. Like you can't absorb oxygen or get rid of carbon dioxide. So you die, basically. The actual name of the condition is bronchiolitis obliterans. Yeah, I said bronchiolitis obliterans. We had to get that out before I get wasted later in the stream, because there's no way I'm going to be able to say that in about an hour.
Fake seizures. Ah, yes. Usually a patient's last-ditch effort to keep themselves in the ER.
A lot of people, especially like younger teen girls, have what they call pseudo seizures. There's lots of reasons that people might do it. Like sometimes they don't feel safe at home. Sometimes they're trying to like garner sympathy or something like that by acting like they're sick. And some people are very convincing. You have to do like a neurologic exam on anybody who comes in with a complaint of seizures. So, and that includes like basically hurting them. Like you do a sternal rub, you smash their nail beds. You know, you'll be like snap in their face or clap in their face, do something that like elicits like some sort of like startle or pain response. And they're like, you know, pretty good about like not moving. It's technically conversion disorder. There you go. Conversion. There you go. That's actually what I was trying to say. Yeah, my psych foo is weak, because my answer to most of these problems is propofol.
Likely because we just told them we are done with their treatment and now they get to go to jail. That's when they drop to the ground and flop like a fish. Get off the floor, Richard. The officers are waiting. But some of you won't even put in that effort. You'll just go limp. That's when we take your hand, put it over your head, and drop it. If it smacks you in the face, all right, we believe you. You're unconscious. But most of the time, your hand will magically fall to the side and avoid your face. That's when we know you's a liar, motherfucker.
Something like that. Like I said, you do a bunch of stuff that's like actually part of a neuro exam. which that is questionable. But the whole like nail bed pressure thing, sternal rub, that's actually like legit to do. I mean, it sort of sucks for the patient, but it's like that is part of a proper neuro exam.
This is from OHSU. I live in Oregon. This is our giant university hospital that does a lot of research. And here they say things that can disqualify you are, quote, an unhealthy body mass index below 100 pounds or above 200 pounds. Mayo Clinic, things that can disqualify you. The body is not acceptable for anatomical study, i.e. extremely emaciated or extremely obese. So the reason we all are forced to lose weight and are discriminated against are because doctors refuse to learn on fat bodies. But sure, medical fat phobia totally doesn't exist, right? Literally fuck the entire medical system.
All right. So first off, my initial impression of that is this is an incredibly ignorant take. You take anatomy in your first year of med school, generally. Okay, so these are all people who are fresh out of college, have zero medical experience, right? So basically, like, when you have an obese cadaver, it just, like, ups the difficulty unnecessarily. Like, it doesn't do you any good to cut through, 100 plus pounds of adipose tissue, because that's just, like, it's just a waste of your time. But other than that, the anatomy of, like, obese people is actually pretty much the same. Maybe they have some, like, fatty deposits in their liver or extra, like visceral fat, like around their organs and stuff, but really, like, that doesn't matter so much. It's just sort of like a logistic problem. I feel like 200 pounds is kind of a, like, low limit. Like, that doesn't seem like it would affect your ability to dissect a cadaver. Like, maybe 300 pounds would start to be an issue, or 250 even. But this guy's conclusion, based on these requirements, that everyone in medicine is fat phobic, is just preposterous, honestly. I mean, there are some doctors, clearly, who are, like, assholes to people about being obese, and that's not cool. But in my opinion, honestly, people meaning healthcare providers, are generally pretty scared to tell people that they're overweight and that they need to do something about it. Because there are a lot of social implications to that, and, like, there's a lot of feelings wrapped up in it. It's much, much easier and, like, psychologically safer to just say, oh yeah, we'll do your operation, and then just deal with the complications later.
Or with thoughts of hurting yourself, the first thing we're gonna do, sit you down and take everything away from you. Phones, clothes, necklace, bracelets, anything you could possibly use to hurt yourself, including the bra. We take no chances, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's pretty callous, but that is true, actually. Like, and, well, okay, so let me back up. That is true if they feel like your threat is credible. If you have, like, just attempted suicide, or you say you have a plan and, you're very detailed about it, if they feel like you are at a high risk, then they will do all of these things. If not, basically, they just call a psych consult and get them to come talk to you and evaluate you for suicidality, maybe get you, like, some therapy or something long-term. But, yeah, they won't, like, just flat take all your shit away if you say, I feel like I'm suicidal.
If you tell us you're gonna hurt yourself, we will totally believe you. We'll get you a gown, some socks, and someone to keep eyes on you at all times, which means no more private bathroom privileges.
True, again, if you're a credible threat, right? Yeah, you never took all their clothes away. Yeah, exactly. That's like, if they really think that you are going to, like, actively kill yourself while you're in the ER, or, you might actually do it, which is the vast minority of people. Like, there are not a lot of people who actually get this treatment, but that does happen. So basically, he's just being sensationalist.
Eventually, a specialist will come down to evaluate you and decide if you're safe enough to go home or if you have to check in for a couple days. I won't lie to you, motherfuckers. You will be waiting in the ER a very long time.
Not necessarily true. Like, again, if you're a credible threat, you get evaluated very quickly. Is this guy a physician? No, he is not. We talked about that. He is an ER tech. But, as you can see, sort of vaguely posing as a physician, right? You would sort of assume that he is, based on his implied authority and how he's dressed, that he is a physician. And I think that's part of the controversy about his content.
You cannot leave unless we say you can. I know this all seems highly inhumane, but the worst case scenario is you go and kill yourself. And we will take every measure possible to prevent that from happening.
True.
Because better days are ahead, my friend. I know it's impossible to realize in the moment, but suicide really is a long-term solution to a short-term problem.
His sensationalizing makes the ER seem like an asylum and inhuman. So that's the popular thing to do, right? You will find that the persona of many emergency rooms as a whole and many ER providers is that they're like hardcore cowboys that show up and like do all this shit and like put their patients in place and, you know, yeah, get them out. Yeah, let's do this. Oh my God, this guy's got this huge bleed. Yeah. And so that's like the popular thing to play up. That leads to a lot of misunderstanding about like attitudes of doctors and how we treat people. And it's just kind of bullshit, basically. Like that is not how it goes, really. That's what they like to think about themselves, but it's not how it works. Like, yeah, people think like have this sort of like sexy, dangerous attitude about medicine, and you know, and we've got like shows like ER and Grey's Anatomy and stuff that make it sound like everybody just does these like life-saving surgeries and has like crazy sex in the closet and all of this. You know, like, oh, we have a psych patient, nail him to the bed. Surgical staff, 6:30 a.m., yeah. That is actually what anesthesia's doing, by the way. Yep, that's me. We bring our couch into the OR, everybody lays down, chills out. I mean, this is accurate. This TikTok is 100% accurate. They so far are missing the sex breaks, though. I mean, Grey's Anatomy is spot on with the call room and the like janitor closets and stuff. There's a lot of banging going on in there, especially during cases. People get breaks and just like go rub one out real quick. That's just how it goes. Sex breaks, dude. Go back to school. Be a CRNA. Come on, man. You get to join. Why do you think we're so intense about getting our lunch? It's very important. It's a high stress job. You got to relieve somehow. Girls only for the girls. Girls only hack. Let's see what this is. I like it. Sounds like something that I will know absolutely nothing about, which makes it great.
I don't know when my page turned into like a for the girls hacks, but I'm here for it. This is probably one of my biggest hacks ever. It's
probably one of the biggest hacks ever.
A down there hack. And throw
already super glad we're watching this.
away your summer's eve. Throw away whatever you're using. Because
what the fuck does she have on her face, by the way? What is this shit? What is going on here? I understand so little about being a woman. It's just unreal.
I have something better for you. Don't ask questions. Just go buy this. It's like $2.
For the eye bags? Oh, clearly. How did I not know that? So, Dove soap for your vag, huh? All right.
$4 for a 2-pack. And it will change your life. You can use it anywhere you want, but I only use it. Yeah. I promise you won't regret it. There's literally 1,000 benefits, and I've now
literally 1,000 of them. Literally 1,000 benefits. 1,000 benefits of using soap on your vaginas.
been hooked on it for over 2 years. Yeah, can only say good things. Okay.
Okay. It's soap. It's soap. Exactly. It's fucking soap. What are you? People. And this has 585,000 likes. Literally 1,000 benefits. All right. Like, hey guys, you know what's awesome? Washing your genitals. It's fucking amazing. There's 1,000 benefits. You should totally do it. Some people don't know about soap. You're right. This is an educational TikTok. She's just letting us all know that soap exists. So thank you very much, Sweat with Sam, which is fucking disgusting given the content here. Thank you, Sweat with Sam, for your input. It may disrupt some pH, but 1,000 benefits. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you have to have like a low pH soap for your vag, or else it like messes shit up? Like, I mean, come on, man. I'm an anesthesiologist and I know this shit. Come on. Come on, I'm a guy, too.
Apple, don't throw away the pineapple rind. Add it all to a pot. Don't forget the core. Fill that with water. Pop that on the stove, bring it to a boil. Once you get a rolling boil, turn it down to a simmer.
just eat the pineapple. Yeah, exactly. Like
Get in some rosemary,
rosemary and pineapple.
cinnamon for added flavor. Let that simmer a half hour. Strain off the liquid that's now packed with vitamin C to boost your immune system and an enzyme called bromelain that helps with digestion and reduces inflammation.
So, we, oddly enough, actually talked about how vitamin C is a really potent antioxidant, right? And can, in fact, reduce inflammation. But getting a medically significant amount of vitamin C from diet is very difficult. Very, very difficult. You'd have to, I mean, like, literally you would have to eat tons of pineapples or drink, like, several gallons of orange juice to just, like, overwhelm your body's absorption mechanics. Because there's like diminishing returns to everything. Your body is actually very smart about stuff like that, where, you know, if you have an overabundance of vitamin C in your diet at one particular time, your body's like, nah, I don't need this, and downregulates receptors that lead to vitamin C absorption, or, you know, you name it, X chemical absorption, and is really good at that. So if you know, drink a shitload of orange juice, for instance, like, you're gonna hardcore downregulate your vitamin C absorption. So really the only way to get massive doses of vitamin C that, like, legitimately affect your medical condition is IV. But that does work. It helps. Or it seems to. Research indicates that it probably helps. And there's very little downside, so you might as well try it. Let's get back to something else. God,
When you're done cutting a
things
pineapple,
like this, by the way, make me really confident that I can have a popular and useful channel. If Pineapple Tea gets 1 million views, I'm good. All I need is publicity. Let's see here. Somehow we've transitioned into the OB channel. We did, like, vaginal soap earlier, because apparently washing your vag is a good thing. Who knew? And now we're talking about IUDs. Okay, carrying on. She is cute, I'll give you that. We found 2 cysts the size of grapefruit. You need surgery. So is this, I guess this is how OB-GYN consults go, is they take you into the bathroom and tell you what's going on. You have to make sure that your doctor looks a lot like you too, though. It's very important. Was a really tough surgery. Ovarian cyst surgeries are, like, not a big deal. Neither are, like, uterine fibroid surgeries. Those are like routine outpatient surgeries. Don't minimize her experience. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to invalidate her feelings. This is how Dr. Larry Nassar appointments went. Oh, God. Oh, too soon, man. It's been like years, but it's too soon. One of my favorite fucking videos ever is watching Burks when he was talking about the disinfectant thing, and you can just see her, like, dying inside while she's sitting down, and it's fucking hilarious.
To the max.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test
hilarious.
that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets in the lungs and it does a tremendous number in the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, the way it kills it in 1 minute, That's pretty powerful. Steve, please.
That is hands down my favorite video to come out of the pandemic. Like, no competition. That is A+ content, man. Poor Dr. Burks. And she had to go up there and be like, so don't inject yourself with disinfectant? Like, I didn't really expect to have to say that to you, but okay. Yeah, it is so painful to watch, right? Like, I don't care what your political leaning is. Hopefully we can all agree that speech was unbelievably stupid, right? Like, it is just like total unfettered idiocy in that speech. Like, no political, association there at all. It's just somebody saying absolutely dumb shit on a national stage. I am Milkman L. I'm usually on Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 to 10 Central, but since I'm working 24 hours, you got a special Tuesday stream. So you guys take it easy. I will see you Sunday evening. Please feel free to contact me. Join Discord, join YouTube, check it out. I will try to edit some YouTube videos so you guys have some interesting stuff to watch and don't have to watch a 3-hour VOD. But yeah, I'll see y'all Sunday. Thank you for coming out. Hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. I love you all. Appreciate the follows and the subs, everybody. I'm Milkman Al. I am out. Take it easy.